if I told you that the most powerful forces for health and well-being are invisible to the naked eye? Welcome to the world of nanoparticles. Nanoparticles are tiny particles between 1 and 100 nanometers in size that have tremendous potential to bring about health and well-being. Nanoparticles are not new. They're also in the groundwater. Lightning creates nanoparticles. We drink nanoparticles on a daily basis. At least we used to drink a lot of nanoparticles on a daily basis. Today, with our processed water that we have, a lot of the nanoparticles are lost. And so our bodies are experiencing a nanoparticle shortage. This is why adding nanoparticles to your body becomes so important to improving your health and well-being. Your body is missing the nutrients that it needs to go and go and go. On the video microscope, you can see a picture of actual nanoparticles in a liquid. Here I have a vial of this clear liquid. I call this nanostars. It's something new I'm working on. And it is loaded with nanoparticles. Now, nanoparticles can be made of a lot of different substances. Gold, platinum, copper, silver, vanadium, chromium, molybdenum. Do some of these sound familiar to you? Yeah, you might find them in vitamin bottles. Maybe not the gold and platinum, but you'll find the iron and you'll find the copper, definitely in vitamin bottles. And there's a whole bunch of, any of the metals that you see in vitamin bottles can be nanoparticles. In vitamin bottles, they're not nanoparticles. They're called ionic substances. They're really extremely tiny substances that the body can use but has to process in order to be able to use it. And you have to put so much of these tiny ionic substances in your body that they can actually build up to toxic levels. Not so with nanoparticles. The body knows what to do with nanoparticles. It knows how to untangle them and just extract the nutrient. And if it doesn't need a particular nanoparticle, it just passes out of the system within 48 hours. So you don't have to worry about any toxic buildup. But the best part is that the body will absorb nanoparticles 500 or 1,000 times more than it would an ionic substance, because that's what the body is designed for. Designed to take the nanoparticles from the water and transfer it into your body, which comes from the nutrients in the ground, which are created when there are lightning strikes, or naturally from streams flowing down over the rocks and the minerals. I'm not the only one that's interested in nanoparticles. The pharmaceutical industry is interested in nanoparticles. They want to use substances like gold or platinum, and they want to fill their pharmaceuticals inside the spaces inside these nanoparticles to deliver their pharmaceuticals more easily into the body. They understand and know how the body is able to break down and open up the nanoparticles and extract the nutrients at a much more efficient level than when they use their ionic substances. But they're not there yet. They have to still work on it. Nanoparticles like to protect themselves. And so they're not willing to just take a foreign substance and clump it together. And this is the problem that the pharmaceutical industry is hitting with their nanoparticle drug delivery system, which may be good for us. Here is a unique way that they are treating cancer with nanoparticles. They take gold and nanoparticles and put them in the body, especially for brain cancer. They're testing this out on. And what happens is the cancer cells absorb the nanoparticles, and then when they hit them with the infrared light, the nanoparticles explode, killing the cancer cells. And they don't do anything for the body as far as when they explode, because all they do is spread the gold nanoparticles all over the system, and the body loves gold nanoparticles, so it absorbs it, and you get a nice mental boost in the process, and the cancer cells die off. Now that is a unique way, and I like that approach to using nanoparticles for the body and health. Platinum is in anti-cancer drugs. Now, it's not nanoparticle platinum, but they have found that platinum disrupts the cancer's ability to propagate, to make more cancer cells. And so a nanoparticle version of platinum could be very good for like anti-cancer treatments. How do I make nanoparticles? This is where alchemy meets science. Nanoparticles are made, basically I make them two ways. I make them with plasma arc, which is a high voltage, is applied to two wires submerged in a liquid, which causes what I call a plasma arc, and the metal melts. It turns into a gas briefly, and then when it reforms back into a metal, it becomes a nanoparticle. They clump together through magical van der Waals forces into nanoparticle size pieces of metal floating in the liquid. Now, the other way I make nanoparticles is the more technological way that I kind of like, and I'm moving most of my nanoparticles towards laser-made nanoparticles. Yes, we take a laser, I will bombard the metals or the substance, whatever it is, with the laser to create nanoparticles. This creates exceptional nanoparticles, extremely small nanoparticles, around the 5 nanometer size, which the body likes to absorb. Anywhere from 20 to 5 or 1 nanometer size, the body will absorb much more easily than the larger nanoparticles, which go from 20 to 100 nanometer size. So here we sit on the cutting edge of technology, taking nanoparticles and merging them with health and well-being in ways that haven't been thought of. And this is the journey we're on. This is what we're exploring these days. And initial tests, I've been making nanoparticles for over 10 years now. And the tests are phenomenal on how people react when these nanoparticles are in their system and doing the things that they need to do. It just helps them overall well-being and gives them energy and vitality, and even reverses the aging process, I believe. So nanoparticles hold great promise in the future, and I tend to continue the journey and pushing science forward with nanoparticles and the body. I'm Tom, Alchemy Wizard. I'll talk to all of you later.